Hey everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at the Grand Cleave Portal run. Finally trying to focus on actually leveling up as opposed to just doing my harvesting and gathering all the time. And so I wanted to take a look at the Grand Cleave Portal run, as apparently it has the best timing when it comes to, the portals coming up in a loop basically. And then there seems to be less issues in regards to glitches, as there's been a lot of issues with the tier 4 azoth staves, as well as issues just closing the tier 4 portals. So gonna run through the portal. As you can see, I'm near the end of level 41, so I'll run through the run completely once. Maybe I'll record a little bit of it, but most likely won't make you watch the whole thing. That'd kind of be a waste of time, because it's just kind of going around killing mobs. There's a handful of different things you can run into depending on if they're small or large portals. And depending on that, you basically just want to try and stay in the middle of your group. You'll generally have like 4 or 5 healers with you, and they'll overlap their healing on the same spot, and you're practically never going to die as long as you stay on the inside of this. And looking at the map here, so it generally starts here in the southeast. You'll have about 7 small portals here, as well as 1 large portal. Then you'll move over to this area that again has 7 small portals and 1 large portal. The large just spawned. And then you move up here into the northwest, and this is going to have 7 portals that are small again, as well as 1 large portal. Overall, the small portals are given around 600-700 experience, and the large hit around 2250. Overall, per area, that's going to end up around like 7,000 to 8,000 experience, which is pretty decent, as this is something that's not that difficult. The most time is just walking, basically, as there's not a lot of fast traveling in this area. And for the most part, you're never gonna die, and you just profit. You get chests at the end every single time you complete a small or large portal. These chests are gonna give you gear as well as corrupted shards. You can see in my inventory right here, I have a couple. This is just off 1 run. And those are going to give you, pretty decent gear if you're just looking to level up whatever items you have. And I'll just run through this run right here. We'll see what level I end up. I'm hoping, it's not going to be too terrible. I'll also let you know how much time it's going to take to run through this. So I will see you at the end. So I figure it might be worth it to kind of go over the different types of portals that you might run into. So if you're ever doing this with less people, you'll have a better idea if you're going to be able to either do it with a small group or not. So this is just a portal. It's going to spawn waves of mobs. After you kill all of the mobs, eventually it's going to spawn a higher level mob that's generally, like, I would call it a mini boss basically. They're not very difficult, but they are significantly harder than the normal mobs that are spawned. Once that large guy is spawned and he is killed, the portal will kind of explode, and you'll just have to use your azoth staff on it. Depending on what tier it is, you'll need the correct tier of azoth staff. And generally, even if you don't have it, someone in your party is going to, so you don't have to worry too much about it. So we'll give it a second here. Hopefully it'll spawn the large mob on this wave. Generally, it's about 3 or 4 waves. It's not too much more than that. Alright, here is the mob. Generally, you got this giant corrupted elk. There's also 2 other mobs that can spawn, I believe. They kind of remind me of the Ravagers from Emery. And between the 2, you just have to go ahead and take them out. And then, for the most part, you don't have to worry about being the person to actually get to use the staff. It doesn't matter who does it. I got lucky enough to do it right now, but this doesn't add anything to like your rewards or anything like that. Just someone has to do it. Don't forget to not leave the area, because if you do walk away, you will lose your reward. So make sure you stay inside that area. That way you get your chest and you get your EXP drop. After that, you're free to leave. Another area that you might run into, this is definitely the easiest and quickest one, these tendrils. You just have to go in, you have to kill the tendril, and under the tendril there will be one of those things that you need to use your staff on. Once you use that on there, this one is completed. It is significantly easier than all of the other ones. It takes about 2 seconds. Maybe we'll run into a hive. We'll hopefully see that later in the video. That one is also very simple. Alright, well, I am definitely getting pretty lucky in regards to seeing exactly what it is I want for the video. So this is actually going to be the corrupted hive that I was speaking about. Festering hive, to be exact. And basically you'll see there's 3 entrances. You'll just have to break down these entrances to get on the inside. Once inside, there is an orb that you need to use your staff on. You do not need to take care of this AI. If you take care of the orb, this AI will despawn. So it's not the most important thing in the world to actually kill this mob. It's cool because you get a little bit of experience, but it's not really the most important thing in the world. You don't have to kill it to actually take care of this orb. People tend to do it just so it's a little bit easier, because if you get CC'd, you do have to start over. But in regards to that one, it's significantly fast. I mean, it's about a 15 to 30 second portal that you don't really have to deal with. This is going to be one of the 2 variations that I ran into when it comes to major portals. This is just, you know, similar to the small portal. It's going to spawn mobs, and as you kill them, there's multiple waves. Eventually it's going to spawn a larger mob, and then occasionally I believe there is going to be a carapace that you need to kill up there. But very simple, just straightforward, kill the mobs as they spawn, waves will spawn, make sure you stay alive. Same thing with the small portals, you want to make sure you stay within inside this area, that way you definitely will get your EXP drop and crate drop. Otherwise, you're going to not get it if you run away from it. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that warning that says, "You're leaving the area, please return to get your rewards." There's a bug where it actually got stuck on your screen for a long time. That happens if you walk away, basically. So make sure you stay in there. You're definitely going to want to not walk away. This is going to be the 4th and last variation that I've seen so far, at least, of the small portals. Very, very simple. You just have to destroy the carapace and then use your azoth staff on there. You don't have to actually kill the mobs or anything. They just spawn indefinitely. And once that is gone, one person generally sits on it and you guys just take care of the mobs for them. That is going to be the end of it. So you just, again, wait for your EXP drop and then you move on to the next area. So we just finished the southwest, so we're going to move up to the northwest area. It's just kind of a long walk. There's no fast traveling or anything, so don't be in any hurry. Everyone has to walk. There are some people that will occasionally port back to their inn and then teleport up there, but overall I feel like that's kind of a waste of your inn teleport, as everyone has to walk anyways for the most part, so you're going to be waiting on the rest of the train. So just take the walk, go along. You'll run into materials and whatnot, so grab what you want. So there is one other variation of the major portal that we didn't get to see in this. It's going to be kind of a mix of the small portals where you have to go to these 3 nodes that are around the outside and use your staff on them. And then that'll kind of unlock another area that allows you to finally take care of the large portal. So it's definitely, I would say, a lot easier than this one, just because this, again, it's dependent on how many waves there are and how long it's going to take to spawn those waves, as well as it spawns mobs on both sides of the portals when you do these, and sometimes it just takes a while for them all to kind of get to where you guys are at, or occasionally one might wander off a little bit. I've been having a lot of issues with multiple mobs kind of, not exactly hiding, but they'll kind of skate around basically, and it makes it very difficult to hit them. But that would be the other variation of the major portal that I've seen. It's not that bad, and for the most part they're very easy and simple to take care of. Alright, so that's actually going to be the end of the run. Once you finish the run up here in the northwest section, it's actually just going to start over again. Down here at the southeast, what you're going to want to do is run to the outpost and then just fast travel over to the other outpost. That's going to take you right back to the beginning. Overall, we got around, I would say, a third of a level basically, because I was about 70% of 41 when we started. Now I'm about 20, maybe 15% of 42. We did miss out on 2 of the large breaches. I believe our train kind of died, unfortunately. After the first area, a lot of people had to head out. We were able to finish all the other small ones with this group of, I believe we have about 7 or 8, but for the most part we would want around like 15-ish at least. That way you can kind of clear through the large breaches very quickly. Overall, ended up with 10 of the minor breach caches, 11 of the minor breach catches that are level 41. The difference is this is level 42, this is level 41. So I was a different level basically. And then one of the major breach caches. Generally you'd end up with 3 of those, and that's where you get a majority of the really good drops if you're gonna get everything. When you open those up, it's gonna just end up being armor, weapons, and then the corrupted shards. Overall, it's a pretty fantastic run. I would say it's not super bad experience if what you're looking for is to kind of go through a consistent, basically, EXP and not have to worry about running all over to complete quests. Then this might be the thing for you. I know that if you were doing, like, say, Weaver's Fen or the Morningdale area, these are both just as good locations, if not better, because you actually get the multiplier mods on your EXP if you got any of the EXP bonuses from your map. And I would say out there when I was doing Morningdale earlier today, I was actually getting around 1.3, maybe like 1.1 to 1.3k experience per small portal. So as you see here, we're only getting around 630, and my assumption anyways is that it's because this hasn't actually been taken over, this area of the map. So you're not going to get those EXP bonuses like I have in this other area. But for the most part, definitely would recommend this if this is the type of basically like EXP farming that you enjoy. You might be more of a quester, and I totally understand that. This has been a good break for me in regards to just doing all the harvesting and stuff. This is also a fantastic way to refill your azoth. I know later on, as you get the harvesting tools to get azoth per extraction, it's not, you know, a terrible way to get your azoth, but it's kind of slow in comparison, whereas you could just do one of these runs, you fill up on your azoth, and you can kind of go on your day teleporting all over the place. So I would definitely recommend this, just doing it once, even if you just are trying to fill up your azoth in regards to being able to fast travel all over the place. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. I'll make sure that I make a map basically with some lines that show you the direction for you to walk and kind of where you would start, where you would end, basically. But other than that, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching all the other videos. I really appreciate it. I'm still kind of working on things to basically make videos on. If you guys have any suggestions on like materials that you want to find, I do definitely enjoy making those videos the most. I was going to be making one on mining those bears in the Weaver's Fen area, but the spawn rate on those guys is actually so slow that it's not exactly worth mining those for mining experience. So it's actually better to just find a nice run and go through it. But anyways, to another day. Thanks so much for stopping by, and have a great rest of your day.